Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we're doing the crossword for Friday, August 16th, 2024. So, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And what did you think?
It was hard.
Oh.
Didn't you think it was hard?
Not that hard. I found it much easier than yesterday's.
Oh.
Because yesterday, of course, I didn't understand the theme, which meant that about 40% of the grid was just sort of guesswork.
Uh-huh.
So, no, I found this to be pretty decent for a Friday,
Oh, okay.
which makes me worry now about Saturday. But it wasn't easy, but I got footholds everywhere. But when I first looked, I had difficulty getting started, but I was able to rally round. Was there any particular area that you found difficult?
I had great trouble in the lower left corner. There were just too many things there I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's always my problem. And I did it at night. And I have just decided from now on, I am not going to do the crossword at night anymore. I'm going to try doing them during the day. And hopefully I will be more successful at them and feel better about my efforts.
Right. I think if you're exhausted, I think these are very hard to do.
Mm-hmm. But what it does is it peps me up. Then I don't sleep very well because I'm thinking about the crossword as I'm going to bed.
I wonder how many people have that problem. Insomnia due to crossword.
That's my problem. So anyway, yeah, it was very challenging for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to really think and manipulate letters and words in every part of it. But that lower left corner was definitely the worst.
Well, this was a Friday, so we're not expecting it to be a walk in the park, right?
No, but it was extremely difficult.
Well, for instance, 49 down, limit. The answer was cap. Did you get that one?
I might have gotten it going the other direction of the cross is. I don't remember actually filling that in.
Oh, okay. Because we had, how about, let's see.
I didn't know 55 across. Coin once known as piece of 8. I didn't know that was a peso.
Peso. I didn't know that either, but I got that again through the crosses. How about 53 across? Forestall was avert.
Avert. I eventually got that.
Mm-hmm.
I had terrible trouble with 36 down. Clatter. And I put rattle. I think I had the R and the A.
Mm-hmm.
I put rattle. And then first I had just the R, so I thought, ruckus. And that wasn't right.
Pretty close, though.
It was, but it wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I didn't really think of clatter as racket, but I guess that those are synonyms.
A clatter is is just noise, right? So sort of bit of chaos.
A clatter, something more like a little rattle, or not that it's this loud, just crazy booming noise like a racket. The racket is loud and blaring. I think of clatter as there's some little noise that shouldn't be there.
I think of something as something that kids would make when they're partying too much. Yeah. Stop that, knock off the clatter. Well, that doesn't sound right either. I don't know. But somehow I had rankle for a while.
Oh.
Because I had rankle. I didn't say it certainly wasn't correct. But then I didn't know what to do with 49 across. Cheese, also known as French Gruyere, I had COMTL, and I thought, well, that can't possibly be right.
No, I had it, TL, because I put rattle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least you could look at that and think, that's not a word in any language.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but you did get it. Eventually you were able to...
No, I had to look some up because I didn't know that one either. I always think of that type of cheese, French Gruyere, as a Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always think of that as the substitute for. But Comte or Comte?
Probably Comte.
Comte.
I'm not even sure.
I've never heard of that. So
I don't think I've heard of it, but when I wrote it down, I thought, well, that could be right. But with racket, to get that C at a racket, you had to know 43 across. One known to disappear during work. Magician.
yes, that took me forever.
That was funny, I thought.
Because 35 down was the Million Blank March. And I thought, oh, I know this. It's the Million Man
Yes,
March.
yep.
But no, it was the Million Mom March. So
I had man, like you did, which meant that for 38 across, some 3.5 million quotations were gathered for it for short. I had AED, and I thought, is there such a thing as the American English Dictionary to go along with the Oxford English Dictionary? And that's when I started thinking, I don't know. I mean, I had it there for a while, but then I had magician.
well, I had the A, and I couldn't figure out what would go with the A. I thought, well, I wanted it to be an O. And eventually I finally figured out it was an O.
Yep.
When I finally figured out magician. So, but yeah, that took me a long time because I didn't have 32 down or 3 down, which made up the rest of that E and D.
Oh, 3 down was lovely. Was psychologically manipulative, played mind games.
Yeah, that ran the length of the puzzle.
Yes.
And I couldn't see it. I kept getting letters in it as I solved more clues, but I couldn't see it. And then eventually I did see it, but no, I had to look up peso. Once I looked up peso, that kind of helped a lot.
Well, I benefited from the fact that there's only one coin I know, the peso. It was either going to be the peso or the... Actually, I knew cap. I looked at limit, and I mean, they've been using cap, not hugely frequently, but we've been seeing it in the crossword. And so I had cap, and I thought the only coin I know is a peso. So, and I mean, that's, again, sometimes the difference of one word. Just with the A, you probably would have gotten a vert. Or come closer to it. Did you know 26 across meals that traditionally include 4 cups of wine, seders?
Yes, I did know that.
Because that helped.
Not in that corner. That was in the upper corner, but yeah.
Right.
I think that was like maybe the first clue I actually got.
Okay.
As I was starting to fill this out.
Well, this was by Kate Hawkins, so we know who to blame.
Well, I wouldn't say blame, but
a tribute.
It was just extremely challenging for me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there were some like skedaddle 15 across was split. I thought that was, and I thought 1 across was interesting. Locale for car chases in Goldfinger and Quantum of Solace, Alps.
Alps, yes.
Did you know that?
No.
Me neither. I keep wanting to go back and watch a bunch of James Bond, especially with, what's his name, Daniel Martin? Or Daniel Craig.
Yes.
But I have not done that. It's on my to-do list, though. Let's see here. 21 down was a challenge, small towns, and it was burgs. And I'm like, okay, don't panic. Is it B-U-R-G-S or B-E-R-G-S? And I thought, nope, with an E, it's going to melt. So it had to be a burg with a U.
I put that in fairly soon as I was solving, but then I thought, oh, it wouldn't be Berg, so I took it back out.
Well, did you get 20 across? Libby offerings, ebooks?
No.
Oh,
I didn't know what I think of Libby as vegetables in cans and frozen and.
So there's an app called Libby that I thought you had that app.
Nope.
Okay. It gives you access to libraries. Basically, libraries all over the place, and you can go and check out a book, and it'll say, sorry, you can't check it out, but in 6 months it'll be available for you. It's sort of pointless. It's supposed to be a mechanism for getting access to books, but all the books I want to get are always checked out. So,
I've never heard of that.
Let's see, we had 9 down. Startle was spook. It's a word that I don't use too often.
Nope.
And I use even less, 24 across, more spirited, spunkier.
Right.
I love that word, spunkier.
Spunkier.
Let's see, 30 across was splendid. And that was where lines may be drawn in the sand. Zen garden.
Zen garden.
I was thinking about beaches. And that's all I was thinking of, beaches. I was not thinking of gardens. But somehow, when I got Bergs, I had the G. And then 31 down, comes down, was rain. So I had the G and the R. And it's like, maybe it's a garden. So
Yeah, right. Yep. Zen garden.
37 down, I was stunned to learn the most densely populated country in Europe is Monaco.
That's right. Yes.
I guess, okay.
It's very small, and I guess it's got a lot of people in it.
And no farms or anything, just pure city?
I think it is just a city, isn't it?
I don't.
I mean, it's a country, but you always just see it as a city. So I don't know.
Well, we're going to have to go and investigate. I definitely. 64 cross was add exaggerated detail to. So I was sure it was going to be embellish.
Me too.
But it didn't fit.
No.
Or did it? It did fit.
It didn't.
Wait, hang on. EMBELL. Are there two L's in embellish? Yes, it fits.
I didn't think there were two L's.
There can be, if there needs to be.
Okay.
In Harry Potter they had the room of requirement. This is the spelling of requirement. But it was embroider.
Oh, I guess it does have two L's.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it just had one.
Nope. It's one of those flexible words.
Yep. Okay.
Yesterday we had
it was embroider, which is a way of adding exaggerated details to.
Yeah, I know. I thought embellish sounded better personally, but
I think it's used more often. But
yesterday we had a clue. It was like a short sofa or something. It was a love seat. And today we had 40 down, buffs or lovers, which was actually sort of a tough clue.
Yes, but I'd never heard that connection between bus and lover.
No, buff.
Buff and lovers.
If you're you're a film buff, I mean, you love films.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh.
Right. I don't think it means they were naked. So
no, I
certainly hope
didn't
not.
think naked. I just thought, maybe two people.
Well, in the buff.
And love.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move right along here. 18 across was English cathedral city was Ely.
Right. I've not ever heard of that city.
We missed it.
I've been to England.
We missed it when we were there.
Just recently.
Maybe we drove right past it. There are just so many cathedrals everywhere you go.
There are quite a few.
You throw a rock, you hit a cathedral.
Maybe it wasn't in a part of England we were in, so.
Perhaps.
Eli or Ely. So,
well, yeah. 34 across. It's inspired. The answer was air.
Right. I put ode. I had ode there for a long time, but then it was, like an ode is inspired by something, by a person or
right. Makes sense.
Something, but it was air. Yes, inspired. Scientific inspiration.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, let's see. 33 across. Expeditions, e.g., Fords.
Yes.
That was tricky.
I did put Ford in there because I thought, well, Ford makes an expedition, but then I thought, it must be something different. So I took it out. Unfortunately, I kept putting in things and then taking them out. I should have trusted my instinct and kept them in, like Bergs and Ford.
Right.
So
all right.
I just wasn't quite meshing with this one.
Well, Saturday is coming up, and it's going to be grand, I predict.
Oh, I hope so.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the crossword, but It is Friday.
Yes, it is.
Which means it's time for Fun Fact Friday.
That's right.
And yes,
this might cue them.
Since we had our takedown notice from YouTube because we had 1/32 of a second of note of music, we have to, from now on, if we ever reference music, you're going to have to sing it.
Oh, my goodness.
So, for example, in today's crossword, we had 58 across, Chain Reaction singer, 1985, was Ross. So if you could sing a few bars.
I have no idea what that sounds like. 56 across, right? Yeah, 56 across.
Ross. Well,
I don't even know who Ross is.
Diana Ross.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She sang that in 1985?
Well, that's when the album was released.
Huh.
It's actually Diana Ross Greatest Hits, the RCA years.
Oh.
And actually here it's listed as 1997. So, yeah, it probably wasn't... I thought she was... When was she around? 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
Right.
60s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Interesting.
Anywho. All right. So... Fun Fact Friday.
Yep.
Do you have a fun fact for Fun Fact Friday?
I do have a little fun fact here.
Good.
Earlier in the week, we had a puzzle that was devoted to unreal or imaginary characters,
right?
Mythical characters,
yep.
like Santa Claus and the Loch Ness Monster. And one of them was the Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
So I have just a few little fun facts about the Tooth Fairy.
Excellent.
Okay.
Oh, my dentist is listening.
The Tooth Fairy, and this comes from Wikipedia and I think 123 Dentist. But anyway, the Tooth Fairy is a folkloric figure of early childhood in Western and Western-influenced cultures. The folklore states that when children lose one of their baby teeth, they should place it underneath their pillow or on their bedside table, and the Tooth Fairy will visit while they sleep, replacing the lost tooth with a small payment. There seems to have been myths about teeth for many, many years. During the Middle Ages, there were all kinds of superstitions about teeth, one of them being that parents should bury their children's teeth under a tree or something so that the person would not be spending eternity searching for their baby teeth in the afterlife. There was also a fear of witches, which gave people reason to bury or burn their teeth. They thought a witch could assume total power over someone if they were to obtain one of their teeth.
Wow.
But the modern version of the Tooth Fairy that we all know was written about in 1908 as a household hint in the Chicago Daily Tribune. Tooth Fairy. Many a refractory child will allow a loose tooth to be removed if he knows about the Tooth Fairy. If he takes his little tooth and puts it under the pillow when he goes to bed, the Tooth Fairy will come in the night and take it away, and in its place will leave some little gift. It is a nice plan for mothers to visit the 5-cent counter and lay in a supply of articles to be used on such occasions. So anyway, another fun fact about it is that in Canada, your native country,
yes,
the Royal Canadian Mint actually produced special Tooth Fairy quarters.
I was worried you're going to say they're making the coins out of teeth.
No. Okay. No. But they made special Tooth Fairy quarters in 2011 and 12, and you could buy them to put under a child's pillow. And I guess you could really spend them, but it had the Tooth Fairy on it. And then also Australia sort of copied that in 2020. The Australian Mint started issuing Tooth Fairy kits with commemorative $2 coins, $2 Tooth Fairy coins. But the funniest thing I thought, now this is the last thing, is the actual reward you get for putting your tooth under your pillow. The reward left varies by country, the family's economic status, and amount the child peers report receiving, and other factors. There was actually a survey done in 2013 by Visa, and it found that American children received $3.70 per tooth on average. According to that survey, only 3% of children find $1 or less, and 8% find a $5 bill or more under their pillow.
Any of them find like a key to a car? That would be bad.
It said the reward is affected by inflation. According to the data gathered by the American Dental Insurance Company, Delta Dental, that's my insurance company, the average payout per tooth in the United States rose from $1.30 in 1998 to $6.23 in 2023. According to Delta Dental, the payouts trends typically mirror macroeconomic conditions and the S&P 500 stock index.
Aren't you glad to know that your payment to Delta Dental is going to fund this important research?
That's right. That's right.
It's like, hey, you're an insurance company, not an economist.
They also found, Delta Dental, that the first tooth loss gets a higher reward than other teeth on average in the U.S.
This is why it takes so long to get a check from them. They're too busy studying the tooth fairy.
Or their payout isn't quite so big because they have to have that extra money for their tooth fairy research.
Well, you mentioned the Canadian coin with the tooth fairy on it. Actually, during those years, the tooth fairy was prime minister, so there's a reason why the picture was there.
It was appropriate.
That's right. During those years, Canadians
it's like, let's kill two birds with
Canadians had no cavities during those years. It was some sort of cosmic miracle.
So anyway, a few fun facts about the tooth fairy.
Wow. I'm going to try and get some of those coins.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is
collector's items, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. All right, that's it for today then. So thanks everyone for listening. Trust you are enjoying these podcasts. Hope you are anyway. Let us know, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. If anyone from Replit is joining us, hello, Replit Redditors. And that is it for today. We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.